Think of someone in their 70s. Got it? Okay. Odds are you're thinking of someone with gray hair all over, who probably slouches when they walk, and might even be missing a tooth or two. You wouldn't be the only one to grossly stereotype the average 70-year-old, though that's exactly what it is, a stereotype. And Mike Millen, the world's fittest grandpa, is on a mission to break those misconceptions about the elderly. How, you ask? Let's take a look. How to live like Mike Millen? He calls himself a jack of all trades, but a master of none.
I just consider myself a jack of all trades and a master of none. So try things. It might not always work for you, but you know what, if you try it and you don't like it, maybe try something else.
And no, that's not a subtle dig at himself. If anything, Mike claims that the only way to truly broaden your horizons is to be adventurous. We're talking about a man who practically lives and breathes the great outdoors. Mike's been a personal trainer for 20 years now, and you can tell he's had a passion for fitness from one look at his Instagram profile. When images of this ripped grandpa went viral, his following boosted up to 16,000. Today, Mike's hoping to be able to inspire the younger and older generation alike and get them up and moving. By calling himself a jack of all trades but master of none, he's basically implying that he always sets himself up for a challenge. Still, the ultimate goal isn't to be the very best at it. It's all about broadening your horizons. The man's been hiking, rock climbing, lifting weights, and so much more. His goal is to get everyone to get up and not restrict themselves by their age or anything, because if this guy in his 70s can do it, then you sure can too. He's not a conventional old man, that's for sure. For example, did you know that he likes to take an ice bath every single night? The many benefits of cold exposure. It'd be one thing to find someone old enough to be a granddad at the gym, but Mike's gone ahead and surprised even his own family with his unconventional ways. If he's not working out at the gym, you can catch Mike in the great outdoors, where he's swimming in cold lakes, climbing up sandy dunes, or hiking through some of the UK's scenic trails. His family's been supportive for the most part, but even they think that Mike's insistence on ending his days with a cold ice bath is a bit strange. While it might seem strange for anyone, let alone a man in his 70s, to take an ice bath every single night, Mike says there's a self-evident reason for this. Again, you have to remember that Mike's someone who's been honing the art of fitness and overall health for decades now, way long before some of us were even born. So, when he tells you to take an ice bath, you better do it. According to Mike and several researchers, there are many benefits to cold exposure. Not only is it vital for your physical health, but it boosts your immune system, improves your overall mood, and enhances sleep quality. Mike's been working on the perfect regimen for decades now, and the strongest motivator for him making it to the gym every day and ending his days with an ice bath are his grandkids. He has two grandsons, aged 8 and 10, whom Mike calls the center of his world. The physical trainer believes in improving your overall quality of life with physical exercise for the people you love. He's right. While most granddads struggle to stay up long enough to enjoy the whole day with their grandkids, Mike's over there swinging his grandsons and having the time of his life with them. If you want to live like Mike, you'd have to eat like them too. Mike Millen's diet, and the thought that goes behind it. Here's where many people struggle. They believe that the only way to live a long and healthy life like Mike would be by saying goodbye to the food that they love so very much. That's a misconception, and according to the fit man in his 70s, eating healthy isn't supposed to be complicated at all. If you take a look at what Mike eats in a day, you'll be amazed at just how light-handed he is with his food. You'd think that someone who has a six-pack like him would only eat bland and tasteless food, but that's not the case at all. Mike says that your diet doesn't have to be complicated. The key is to eat a well-balanced meal every day. In Mike's case, this means saying goodbye to processed foods and making sure to cook all your meals at home. This fit grandpa's diet consists of a cup of coffee and a slice of toast every morning, which is followed by a mid-morning snack a while later consisting of a cup of tea and some fruit. Lunch is made up of either a chicken sandwich or one made with tuna, along with either a salad or some eggs. Then comes another midday meal with some tea and maybe some more fruit. For his evening meals, however, Mike likes to go all out. He typically likes to end his days with either some grilled chicken or grilled fish, along with a fresh salad and a hearty supply of carbs. You see, Mike doesn't want people to restrict themselves in terms of what they eat. All he wants is for people to be more conscious of their food choices. His diet is also based on the sort of training regimen that he follows. As an old man, Mike's aware of some of his limitations, such as not being able to do heavy lifting. While he's not like any other man in his 70s, Mike's still well aware of the fact that he is getting older by the day. So, his diet, which if you notice, had little to no red meat in it, it's centered around his training regimen, which mostly consists of cardio exercise. On that note, actually, here's how the guy trains every single day. Here's how to train like Mike Millen. Mike makes sure to dedicate specific days for specific exercises. For example, on Mondays, he likes to follow on his upper body. This means training his arms and his back muscles. Have you ever heard of calisthenics? It's a form of exercise where you rely solely on your body weight. It's also Mike's favorite way to work out. On Tuesdays, Mike likes to go out for a 40-minute run. This run goes from high to low intensity over the course of the 40 minutes since Mike's always up for the challenge. There's nothing Mike enjoys more than the great outdoors, and on Tuesday, he tries to venture as far as he can, climb every hill he comes across, and really set himself up for a challenge. Wednesdays are reserved for core workouts at the gym. We're talking a lot of cardio here. Thursdays are for leg exercise, and Mike makes sure he really feels the burn when he's working on his lower body. Then comes Friday, and those are the days Mike likes to have a little fun in his training. For several years now, Mike's been rock climbing every Friday. It's one of his favorite things to do. Saturdays could be best described as toned-down versions of Mondays. Sundays are for friends and family, of course. Oh, but not how you think. You see, Mike makes sure that everyone around him enjoys the same mindful lifestyle as he does, which is why he's always encouraging his friends and family to go on a Sunday training regimen with him. This involves hiking, running, and ending everything with a good swim. Basically, Mike has his weeks down pat, and you'd think that he doesn't give himself enough time to rest and recover. That's where you'd be wrong. Because while Mike loves nothing more than to be out and about, he understands the needs to let his body cool down after a workout. The secret to living a long and healthy life like Mike's is consistency. Mike's inspiring journey and the lessons to be learned from it. This 70-year-old has managed to defy all odds with his bulging six-pack and his quest for a challenge. According to Mike, living a healthy life like him isn't as big of a challenge as everyone thinks. If anything, all anyone has to do to be like him is to be consistent. Mike has a passion for fitness and has been working with the physical training center, Life Now, for several years. You might know a few of his colleagues too. James Middleton, the guy from Survival of the Fittest, for example, and Christy Handley are two people who also work alongside Mike in inspiring people to get up and get moving. He also splits his time coaching students on calisthenics via virtual classes every other day. Of course, he's also mindful of when it's time to take a break. Mike makes sure he never overexerts his body and that his joints are never sore. Mike aspires to inspire everyone, whether old or young, to start their fitness journey as soon as they can. According to this fit grandpa, starting might just be the hardest part of the whole thing. Once you've actually dedicated your time and energy to improving your life and vow to be consistent with your training, there's actually nothing that can stop you. With his training regimens and by working as a personal trainer, Mike's noticed that several people fail in their fitness journeys because they're following a trend. So Mike makes sure that all of his students have a curated diet and training program that complements their lifestyle and age and takes no account factors that are unique to them. Like this 70-year-old muscular machine, you can get started with your fitness journey too. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more.